We want to thank God for this morning. Yet again, He has given us. This is the day that He has made, that we are going to rejoice and be glad in it. This is the second Sunday of December, and we want to seriously thank God for His favor and His goodness. Having seen the first half of this month, we have many reasons to give thanks to God. And even as we approach the end of this year, a year that has been challenging, a year that we have gone through a lot, we want to thank God that He has made us His remnants. He has given us the gift of life. He has given us salvation. He has given us good health, irrespective of where we could have passed through. And so this morning, I would want us to look at the book of Psalm 90 that was written by Moses. And Moses was trying to recount on the goodness of God against the mortality of man. And what Moses was doing, he was trying to compare and see the goodness that God has. From the beginning of Psalm 90, verse 1 to 10, he talks about what God can do and what man is doing. And so this far, I want us to talk about taking stock. Many businesses at the close of every year take their inventories and just sit and recount on what they have done through the year. They take stock of what is remaining in their stores. They see the end of the year and what profit and what losses they have done. And so this time round, my brothers and sisters, I would want us to start taking stock even as we approach the end of the year 2020. Many things have happened. Many things have occurred and gone. Many things have changed, and some of the changes that have happened are changes that we did not expect. However, amidst the many changes that have taken place, we have many things that we can take stock in our lives. And the way I would want us to take stock today is by maybe focusing on where we have come from, where we have been, and where we are now, where we are going. Because many times, hĩndĩ twagerera maũndũ-inĩ, rimwe na rimwe nĩ tuonaga ta gũtarĩ ũndũ ũhanĩkĩte in the process. And even as much as we are not very sure how long the virus of the corona will stay with us, no mũhaka tũgĩe na mũbango wa ũrĩa mwaka witũ ũgoka wa 2021. Tũrĩ na kĩĩrĩgĩrĩro na twĩhokete Ngai atĩ nĩ agatũhotithia gũkinya mwaka-inĩ ũcio. Tũrĩ na kĩĩrĩgĩrĩro na twĩhokete Ngai atĩ nĩ akahota gũtũmenyerera na nĩgetha tuone. And brothers and sisters, what do I mean by taking inventory of our lives, the past, present, and the future? When we take stock, we take stock of the things that we have changed, the things that cannot change. There are some events of the past that have happened, and there is nothing we can do about them. Those events of the past are supposed and are meant to be lessons for us. Some of them came and broke our hearts. Some of them came and broke our aspirations. Imwe igĩtũtiga tũrĩ andũ mahũrĩkĩte mũno. Imwe igĩtũtiga tũrĩ andũ monete ta mũtũrĩre ũngĩaga kĩĩrĩgĩrĩro. But we want to talk about the predictions of our future. Tondũ no tũhote predict future itũ atĩ nĩ kũgĩa na ũgarũrũku, no tũhote look over the past na nĩgetha tũhote plan over the future. Hĩndĩ ya Moses aragia ũhoro wa aragia thĩinĩ wa Psalms 90, aragia kauga atĩrĩrĩ atĩ mũndũ nĩ ahetwo matukũ. And I want us to focus on verse 12 today, which says, help us to number our days aright. Atĩ Mwathani tũteithie gũtara matukũ maitũ. Tũratara matukũ maitũ nĩkĩ endwa akwa thĩinĩ wa Mwathani? Tondũ mũtũrĩre ũrĩa tũratũra, whether we like it or not, is coming to an end. And just like 2020, yarũgamire ĩkĩoneka tarĩ mwaka warĩ mũnene na warĩ na maũndũ manene, but up to March, things changed and started turning a different turn. But regardless, ya ũrĩa gũkoretwo kũrĩ, ũhoro wa ma nĩ atĩ mwaka ũcio nĩ ũrakinya mũthia. And therefore, brothers and sisters, even the life that we have, mũtũrĩre ũrĩa Ngai akũhete we handũ ũrĩkinya ũkinye mũthia. And therefore, brothers and sisters, my point number 1 today is we need to take stock of where we have been. We need to take stock of where we have come from. We need to take stock of what we have done in the past. And I want to look at it from 2 different perspectives. Number 1, how faithful have we been, or how effective have we been in our time in terms of our stewardship. Sometimes when people talk about stewardship, rimwe twiciragia uhoro wa mbeca. But I would want to look at stewardship from three perspectives. Number one is the time that God has given to us. Undu uria mwega na mahinda ni ati gutiri mundu, however rich, however poor, uhetwo mathaa maingi gukira uria ungi ni Ngai. All of us have 24 hours, all of us have 7 days in a week, all of us have 365 days in a year. Na hindi iria mwathani atuhete matuko macio, hindi iria mwathani atukomitete na agatuhe mahinda macio, then you and I need to be faithful in how we manage that time. Paul akiandikira kanitha wa Efeso in chapter 5 verse 16 akimera uhoro wa redeeming the time tondu matuko maria maturaga ni moru. And I would want to imagine that the days that we are living are worse than the days of the Ephesians. Na koguo edwa kwa thiini wa mwathani, we have been called upon to be faithful stewards of the time that God has committed to us. My point number 2 or in terms of stewardship is our talents. Gutiri mundu witu Ngai atahete kiheo giake. Maybe during the COVID-19, many people worked from home, many people lost their jobs, but the talent and the ability that God has given you, that is inside you, cannot be stopped. Wira no urugame, muturire no ucenjie, maundu maria wikaga ni undu wa career yaku na profession yaku no macenjie, but your talents are inborn. Na koguo ni wega kwiyuria atiriri, how faithful have you been with your talent, the talent that God has given you? No ko talent yaku ira Ngai akuhete ni guthii kurora andu aria arwaru na aria akuru. No ko talent ira Ngai akuhete ni kuina. No ko talent ira Ngai akuhete ni kuhe andu kirigiriro. How faithful have you been, my brother, my sister, with the talent that God has entrusted in your life? And thirdly, in terms of our treasures. Treasures are the things that we have acquired. We have acquired riches, we have acquired families, we have acquired financial resources in our lives. Na ici ciothe ni irathimo cia mwathani. Na nikio Jesu eraga arutwo ake ati ngoro ya mundu ikoragwo haria muthitho wake ukoragwo. Mithitho itu ni ikoragwo kuri families citu, mithitho itu ni ikoragwo kuri mawira maitu, mithitho itu ni ikoragwo kuri mbeca iria Ngai atuhete. Brothers and sisters, how faithful have we been? How trusted can we be in the stewardship part of our lives? Let us take stock, even as we close the year 2020, from where we have come from, in our time, in our talents, and in our treasures. And my point number 2 is about our discipleship. Ririkana ithuothe turi ciana cia Ngai, na ni twititwo ni mwathani gutuika faithful stewards. And like we were doing from the Gospel of Matthew 25, andu makiheo talents, makiheo abilities, makiheo tarada makonjorithie edwa kwa thiini wa mwathani. Mwaka wa 2020, hindi iyo turageragira kuu kundu kuritu muno ri, how faithful a servant have you and I been in what God has committed to us? To gukorwo tungituika challenge toria Paulo achallengeire kanitha wa Korintho akimera matige go stagnate thiini wa witikio wao. Fellowship citu ri, by virtue ya gukorwo tutiracemania ri, by virtue ya gukorwo maundu mamwe maria twekaga ma kawaida matiekekaga ri, could we have stopped and even stopped being good stewards of our fellowships? Have the unity of the believers remained despite us not coming together? Edwa kwa thiini wa mwathani, you and I have a challenge, you and I have a calling to make a change in this world that we are living in. You and I have a calling to make a change despite the painful situations of this life. And one time, I want to give us a short illustration. One time a man was walking along the beach, and as he was walking along, he met a small boy. Kahiga kanini koyaga thamaki iria irabruo ni mai kareho to the beach gagicokagia mai-ini. And so this old man looked at this boy akimuria, how many fish are you going to save here? What exactly is your point in returning this fish to the water? And the boy looked at the man, and just then another wave came with so many fish that spread all over. And the boy looked at the man as he picked one fish and returned it to the ocean. And the man was like, all this, what difference would you make? And the boy was like, I don't need to make a difference with all of them, but I have made a difference in the one that I have returned into the water. Brothers and sisters, we may have come from backgrounds that are difficult. We may have come from backgrounds that are painful. We may have come from backgrounds that are not desirable. Na maundu tutangĩenda gũcokera thutha witũ. But God is not calling us to make a difference in the big world that we live in. But God is calling us to make a difference in the small world that He has committed to us. Endwa kwa thĩinĩ wa Mwathani, point itũ ya kerĩ, we need to take stock of where we are. Hau tukinyĩte rĩ, individually ta mũndũ rĩ, hihi nĩ atĩa twĩkĩire Ngai. Harĩa tukinyĩte rĩ, how responsible have you been? Have you been able to take responsibility ya maũndũ marĩa Ngai akwĩhokeire? Rĩu hihi rĩ, have you been able to take responsibility ya kũrora ũcio ũngĩ mũthiaga ngwatanĩro nake? Have you been able to take responsibility like the Samaritan woman in John chapter 4 of telling the people, come and see the goodness of God? It is my responsibility just as like it is yours. Gũthiĩ na mbere gũikaria wĩtĩkio ũrĩa Mwathani atwĩtĩire, and collectively, even as a fellowship and as a church, to look forward to ministering to people about the goodness of God. And finally, brothers and sisters, we need to take stock of where we are going. 2021 is coming. Regardless of the COVID-19 that is with us, regardless of the many other challenges that we have gone through, regardless of the many other painful situations that we have gone through, 2020 will go and will create space for 2021. And we have faith and hope te Mwathani nĩ egũtũkinyia ho. Endwa kwa thĩinĩ wa Mwathani, what plans do you have? Mwathani nĩ arathimaga mĩbango itũ, Mwathani nĩ arathimaga meciria maitũ, Mwathani nĩ arathimaga kĩrĩa twĩriragĩria, tondũ Paulo andĩkĩire Afilipi akĩmera, he fulfills the desires of our hearts. Endwa kwa thĩinĩ wa Mwathani, like I started by saying, Moses in the book of Psalm 90 agĩkinya handũ akiuga atĩrĩrĩ, Mwathani tũteithie gũtara matukũ maitũ. Endwa kwa thĩinĩ wa Mwathani, my encouragement to you this time is that twĩtĩkĩre gũtara matukũ maitũ nĩgetha tũgĩe na ngoro cia kũũhĩga. Ũngĩthoma mũhari wa 14 wa Psalm 90 ugaga na reke rũcinĩ rũtũrehere kiugo kĩa wĩhokeku waku. Brothers and sisters, rekei Mwathani agĩtũrehera kiugo kĩa wĩhokeku wake. As the morning breaks and the word of the faithfulness of God comes to us, tukorwo tũrĩ andũ mena focus ya harĩa tũrenda gũthiĩ in 2021. Tondũ tũtigũkinya next year tondũ wa maũndũ marĩa twĩkĩte, no tũrakinya next year nĩ ũndũ wa favor ya Ngai. Tũrakinya next year nĩ tondũ wa kwendwo nĩ Ngai. And as I conclude, I want to remind you one thing, that what you have gone through, there could have been mistakes in the past, but they were meant to be lessons. It is not meant to be a prison. Ati kuu tumĩte is not meant to be a prison for us. It is supposed to be a process of molding, and the mistakes that we did in life are supposed to be lessons for life. What we are doing now should be working towards avoiding that in the future. Na koguo ira ritũ na ũmũthĩ na rũciũ, they are interrelated in a way. Ati kũrĩa tumĩte, Mwathani nĩ atũrutĩte kuo, na agatũhe favor ya kuona ũmũthĩ, nĩgetha ũmũthĩ gũtũteithie gũthondeka rũciũ rwitũ. May the Lord help us. May the Lord be with us, even as He brings to us His word of His faithfulness. Ti rũcinĩ rwitũ rũgĩkinya, Mwathani atũrehere kiugo kĩa wĩhokeku wake. May God bless you so much. May God keep you and sustain you, even as you take stock of what you have been through, where you are now, and what you will go through in the future. God bless you.